right, it's day 3. We have a lot of work to do. I just finished this structure and it's starting to get kind of shaky at the end, like over here, because it's just so tall. So I think I'm gonna end it here, but it gradually inclines towards the back and it gets taller. And I don't know if anyone's done this structure before, so pretty excited. I think it looks pretty sweet, especially over here. It's like you see the shape of the star from the outside. Nathan, what are you working on?
So I'm just kind of making a section that sort of branches out with the same colors of the structure. And then right now I'm doing the parts that are actually going to connect to the structure. So like I just connected over there and over here. And then I'll probably do on top of that wooden plank right there. And then this connection over here. So I'll just kind of get this whole section taken care of this morning.
Looks good.
Thank you.
And we have other things besides dominoes too. Very fancy. And they match perfectly with the dominoes. Like look at that color difference. There's no difference.
That's a big benefit, I think, to using like just the base colors, like a base orange, green, and purple, is that I have like so many toys that I can usually find something that kind of like matches with them, and then I can get like some other non-domino elements in there. Even though these are basically being used as dominoes, but
that's awesome.
Thanks.
That's a cool structure. What is that? It's not like a cube.
It's not. It's squares, so it's like 4 dominoes in each one, and it's a really like simple design. I've made towers like this years and years ago, just when I was first starting out. It's not normally connected to other structures. But because it's a pattern that repeats every 2 layers, it's one that's very easy to connect to other structures, including other units of the same thing. BP Doles did a similar structure in Domino World. I've done a lot of similar structures just with different shapes here. Basically what I've done is I've just taken a bunch of these and connected them. So every 4 layers, it connects to the next square unit. So the pattern is that it goes up 2 each time. I actually alternated the connection layer on each one. On this one, it's the very bottom layer, and then it's like layer 1, 5, 9, and on this one it actually connects on layer 3, 7, 11. So that way it allows me to get a nice 2-layer contour as opposed to like a normal 4-layer one, which I think goes better with this section overall. It allows me to do more pillars without the structure covering up too much of this section, but still having like an upward slope, because I definitely like the idea of having that. And also because we're running out of these small to large sets, it allows us to maybe like use some kind of like modified small to large, like maybe Thomas tracks or something, and knock down the first one since it won't be as tall. And then one of these dominoes back here will have a string that connects to here, and it'll start on the bench. So this is basically our way of like continuing the colors section down to the ground so that it's more of like a unified overall section.
Nice. So I'm building this massive spiral with color changing dominoes, and I was kind of inspired by this like card domino guy. I don't know, he's been all over like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok making these card domino things, and I'm gonna do some sort of modification of this spiral. I think it's super cool because it's not just a spiral, but it goes out one way and then it changes direction and then changes direction again with a field at the end. So I want to do something with that pattern of like switching directions with the spiral, but with color changing dominoes, and maybe put like some triangle fields at the end of them. Not really sure yet, but I've been trying to find this card domino guy forever. I don't know, he might be somewhere in Asia, but I like can't find the original account. Like everything is just a repost. So if you know who this card domino person is, please let me know, because I want to get into contact with them because they're so good. I just really like their design, so I'm going to try to modify in a way. Yeah.
I can tell it's going to be really cool too. This is the inline, and that's color changing too.
Yep, so it'll go in, do this circle field, and then the rest of these lines will all go out, and it kind of just changes from black to red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. We need to really like fill the space though, like we're kind of behind.
Yeah.
We did not set up 3,000 dominoes a day the past 2 days, so we kind of just need to like build big projects and fill as much as we can on the floor. This
was for me going to be the really tough, thing that's just was going to take me a year to build, but like this was really all just this morning, all this stuff. So I mean, I think, at least for me, I'm done with this. I can do all this, and it's kind of the same way with like other projects. Like for example, once Lily finished this full wall, this part really didn't take that long. Well, it wouldn't have if it weren't for the spiral staircase.
Yeah.
But the main idea is like once you get like the big thing done, everything around it can be stuff that's like real quick, like this. Really, I think it's just a matter of today maybe knocking out some of our bigger concepts, and then if we can at least maybe get started or have an idea of what we want to do for our like smaller intersections, I think we'll be fine.
We just gotta focus. Like we spend a lot of time thinking about what to build or like what colors to use, which like it's important to do that, but you also just need to keep building constantly.
Well, and also like How long did this base take you to do?
Oh my god. I had to redo the base like twice.
Yeah.
Probably. And every single point of the star has to be so perfect. So if you mess up like one corner of it, you just gotta like move all the dominoes. It just takes forever.
Yeah, that's what it takes, especially when you're inventing new structures that have like difficult angles. It just takes forever. I think we'll be able to get a lot of dominoes set up like this. You know, it's a complicated pattern, but it's flat dominoes. It should be probably a little faster once you figure out what you want to do with it. All right.
Back to building.
Back to building.
Nathan is building a new trick with sideways dominoes, but it's gonna be double layered in a triangle. Just matching up the lines, making sure it's all even. This is gonna be huge.
Cool. It's actually not gonna be quite as big as it looks. So it's 32 at the end, which that's about like a 500 domino triangle. And then because it's gonna be stacked too high, it'll probably be a little over 1,000 dominoes.
Is it 32 horizontal or like normal width? Like how are you counting that?
It's 32 horizontal. So if this were a normal triangle, this would be 64 long.
Got it.
But it's 32 and then it just goes 32, 31, 30. Same as a regular triangle, except it'll be two stacked.
Awesome.
I really don't even need to be doing the design right now. I'm just gonna do it to make it a little easier. On the second layer, I'm gonna add like highlights of maybe like teal blue in the middle of these triangles.
I like it. It's triangles within a triangle.
Yeah.
And we got more triangles. I just finished building all of these triangles coming off of each end, and it looks pretty awesome. Like, look at this view here, and then you just like pull the camera back. It's like, so it's gonna change from black to all of these rainbow colors. And now I'm gonna make some lines that extend off of each branch off, and it's gonna go the other direction and then come back again. And then maybe I'll put some sort of structure at the end of all of them. Not really sure yet, but we will see how it goes. Looking very good, Nathan.
Thank you.
We're on the second layer now.
It's kind of trippy because it's basically just the exact same thing, but like on top. It feels a little weird to be building it the same way, just on a second level.
Yeah, you're basically building it twice.
Yeah, I'm making it a little different though. I'm adding these like teal blue accents to it.
All right, over here, I've started connecting these curves with silver dominoes, and I've marked out the exact curves. So there's 3 straight dominoes and then 9 curved dominoes. And then this domino is exactly 1 domino length this way apart from the next line. And that's how I'm keeping this all even and circular. Okay, I finished the white section. Now I'm gonna turn to black. It's gonna make a little U-turn over here and then go to gold, and then I believe it's gonna go to a color changing black to white domino. It's very time consuming though, but it takes up a lot of space, which is great. We had another small fail over here. Ethan, what happened?
I placed the teal one on that was had like a little plastic lip on it.
Oh, there's like extra pieces?
It was one of those things where it had like a little frayed part. Luckily it just fell this way and it kind of fell diagonally and like didn't knock this over.
Yeah, that's
so we
good.
kind of lucked out there, but now I just kind of had to take apart this part of the base, which isn't too much. It's probably like, I mean, it's whatever this is, maybe like 100, 150 dominoes.
Looks awesome though. And
Thanks.
I really like this addition of the teal blue.
Yeah, I thought it looked kind of like empty in that part, so I thought I'd add some kind of like highlight, but I think that turned out pretty nice. All right, so what I'm building now is like a zigzag wall that has towers connected to it. So it'll start here and go this way through the structure. So it would go like red, raspberry, light pink, neon pink, purple, maroon. Normally, these two types of structures aren't connected, but they can be because the diagonal wall repeats every 2 layers and the domino tower, domino cube technique, repeats every 4 layers. So if you match them up properly, you can get like the domino that would normally go like across these two. You can just replace that with 2 dominoes that connect to here. And then it works out for a design that repeats every 4 layers for both of them. And I've also, just like I did with the square structure over there, I've alternated the connection layers so that this connects on layer 3 and then this connects on layer 5. Like same thing for that, this connects on layer 3, this connects on 5. And the reason I did that is so that each tower can increase by 2 and end on a safe layer.
For people who don't know, what is a safe layer?
So a safe layer is when we don't have any of these like 3 high stacks because these are the least stable.
So it makes an X. See how this makes an X? 3 diagonals crossing. This layer kind of just locks it in so that it's more stable and we don't have 3 flat ones just kind of like hanging there. Same thing on this side, but with this added one, now all 4 sides are safe.
I didn't want it to go up by 4 each time, which would be what it would normally be if I just did the regular connection, because then it would end up being really tall over here and it would take me a long time to do, and that's time we don't necessarily have right now. So this one's gonna be like 13 layers high. This one will be 15, 17, 19, 21, 23. And then it'll just kind of go down from here, and that's where it'll end and go to something else.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
You have like the main wall and then branch offs of these cool towers. So I just realized if I do this pattern on the end of each of these 18 lines, I'm gonna run out of dominoes, so I need to make it smaller. So I'm gonna knock down these 3 and then replace it with this trick, which has less dominoes. This is the last one. There we go. Look at the spiral. It literally
Nice.
takes up like the entire floor.
Probably like 8 feet wide.
It's like 7 feet wide. How's it going over here? Almost done?
Pretty good. I don't know if I'd say almost done. I've got half of the towers done. Red, raspberry, and purple are done. So I'm definitely more than halfway done.
Wow, you really like these line graphs, don't you? It's like you got a point, 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 and then they're all connected by like some sort of structure.
Yeah, I do those a lot.
It's like a classic MarDominoes thing.
Yeah, my biggest problem right now is it looks like I may run out of gold. I could have enough, but I might run out.
What if you start mixing it at like layer or something?
So the problem right now is that I have built parts of each layer. Yellow is pretty close to it, so I might just have to use that.
It'd be cool to have some sort of like diagonal stripe in the middle of just yellow.
It would be.
Like from the pink going up to the raspberry. You might be able to do something, and the pink to the pink. Yellow shouldn't be too off from this gold color. This is what we have so far. We got these cool zigzagging walls over here with towers attached to them. The 18-sided star. We got this huge spiral fall wall cups. Structure, insane structure of cylinders and some cool triangles and other tricks here in this flat triangle.
Basically, you just stack up all the dominoes like this on the board. You stack it all the way up, and then they all just crash down at once.
What's up, Domino community? Now, how are you liking these behind the scenes build-up videos? This is like an in-the-moment kind of vlog style thing. I'd love to hear your feedback and if you learned anything from this episode. And be sure to check out part 4 as well and subscribe to MarDominoes. As always, I'm Lily /Hevish5 and keep on building.